Healing from trauma and building a fulfilling life. Narcissistic relationships can have a profound impact on one's mental health. Narcissists are individuals who have an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They often engage in manipulative behaviors to control and dominate their partners, which can result in significant emotional and psychological harm. In this video, we will discuss how narcissistic relationships can impact your mental health and what steps you can take to heal from the trauma. One of the most significant ways that narcissistic relationships impact mental health is through gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation in which the narcissist denies the reality of their partner's experiences or feelings. They may tell their partner that they are crazy or too sensitive when confronted with their toxic behavior, which can lead to self-doubt and a lack of trust in one's own judgment. This can result in anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Another way that narcissistic relationships impact mental health is through the narcissist's need for control. Narcissists often engage in controlling behaviors such as isolating their partner from friends and family, monitoring their every move, and making all the decisions in the relationship. This can lead to feelings of helplessness and powerlessness, which can result in anxiety and depression. Narcissistic relationships can also lead to a significant decrease in self-esteem. Narcissists often belittle their partners and make them feel inadequate or inferior. They may criticize their partner's appearance, intelligence, or abilities, which can lead to feelings of shame and self-doubt. This can result in low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, which can impact all areas of one's life. Furthermore, narcissistic relationships can be emotionally exhausting. Narcissists often demand constant attention and admiration, which can be draining for their partners. They may become angry or dismissive if their partner does not meet their needs, which can lead to a sense of walking on eggshells. This constant state of hypervigilance can result in chronic stress, which can impact physical health as well as mental health. So, how can you heal from the trauma of a narcissistic relationship? The first step is to acknowledge that you have been in an abusive relationship. Narcissistic abuse can be difficult to recognize, as the narcissist often presents themselves as charming and charismatic. However, if you have experienced gaslighting, emotional manipulation, or controlling behavior, it is likely that you have been in a narcissistic relationship. The next step is to seek support. This may involve talking to a therapist, joining a support group, or confiding in a trusted friend or family member. It is essential to have a safe space where you can discuss your experiences and feelings without judgment or criticism. Another important step is to practice self-care. This may involve engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as exercise, meditation, or creative pursuits. It is also important to prioritize your physical health by eating well, getting enough sleep, and seeking medical care if needed. Finally, it is essential to set boundaries and practice self-compassion. This may involve learning to say no to demands that feel overwhelming or exhausting, and treating yourself with kindness and understanding. Remember that healing from the trauma of a narcissistic relationship is a process that takes time, but with support and self-care, it is possible to move forward and build a healthier, happier life. In conclusion, narcissistic relationships can have a significant impact on one's mental health. Gaslighting, controlling behavior, low self-esteem, and emotional exhaustion are just a few of the ways that narcissistic relationships can harm one's well-being. However, by acknowledging the abuse, seeking support, practicing self-care, and setting boundaries, it is possible to heal from the trauma and build a fulfilling life. It is important to recognize that healing from a narcissistic relationship is a unique and individual process. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, and what works for one person may not work for another. However, there are some common strategies that can be helpful for many survivors of narcissistic abuse. One effective strategy for healing from narcissistic relationships is to work with a therapist who specializes in trauma and abuse. A therapist can help you process your experiences, identify negative patterns of thought and behavior, and develop coping strategies to manage the impact of the abuse. Therapy can also provide a safe and supportive space to explore difficult emotions and memories, and to work through the pain of the past. Another helpful strategy is to engage in activities that promote healing and self-care. This may involve taking up a new hobby, such as painting or hiking, or spending time with supportive friends and family members. Self-care can also include engaging in activities that promote physical health, such as regular exercise and healthy eating habits. It is also important to set boundaries with the narcissist and to limit contact as much as possible. This may involve cutting off contact entirely, or it may involve establishing clear boundaries around communication and interactions. Setting boundaries can be difficult, as the narcissist may resist or manipulate your attempts to assert yourself. However, with practice and support, it is possible to establish and maintain healthy boundaries. Ultimately, healing from a narcissistic relationship requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to face difficult emotions and memories. It is important to remember that healing is a journey, and there will be ups and downs along the way. However, with support and self-care, it is possible to reclaim your power, heal from the trauma, and build a fulfilling and meaningful life. In summary, narcissistic relationships can have a significant impact on one's mental health, leading to gaslighting, controlling behavior, low self-esteem, and emotional exhaustion. Healing from a narcissistic relationship requires acknowledging the abuse, seeking support, practicing self-care, and setting boundaries. While healing from a narcissistic relationship can be a challenging and painful process, with patience and perseverance, it is possible to reclaim your power and build a fulfilling life. Remember that you are not alone, and that there is help and support available to you. If you are struggling with the impact of a narcissistic relationship on your mental health, it is important to reach out for support. This may involve talking to a trusted friend or family member, joining a support group for survivors of narcissistic abuse, or seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. Remember that healing from a narcissistic relationship is a process, and there is no shame in seeking help. It takes strength and courage to acknowledge the impact of abuse and to take steps towards healing. With support and self-care, it is possible to reclaim your power, build a fulfilling life, and break the cycle of abuse. If you suspect that you or someone you know may be in a narcissistic relationship, it is important to seek help and support as soon as possible. The longer the abuse continues, the more damage it can do to your mental health and well-being. Remember that you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness, and that there is no excuse for abusive behavior. With support and resources, it is possible to break free from the cycle of abuse and build a life of happiness and fulfillment. Narcissistic relationships can be detrimental to an individual's mental health and result in anxiety, depression, PTSD, low self-esteem, and emotional exhaustion. The narcissist's manipulation through gaslighting and controlling behavior can make the victim doubt their own judgment and feel helpless. To heal from a narcissistic relationship, the first step is to acknowledge that you have been in an abusive relationship. Seeking support, practicing self-care, and setting boundaries are essential for healing. One effective strategy for healing is to work with a therapist who specializes in trauma and abuse. Self-care can involve engaging in activities that promote physical and emotional well-being, such as exercise, healthy eating, and hobbies. It is also important to set boundaries with the narcissist and limit contact as much as possible. Healing from narcissistic relationships requires patience, self-compassion, and the willingness to confront difficult emotions and memories. It is possible to reclaim one's power, heal from the trauma, and build a fulfilling life with support and self-care.